Santa comes for an early visit to Seymour. Good evening, YouTube. It is 6:01 in the evening. That makes it officially evening. Wasn't going to make a video today, but I had a visit from Santa Claus, as it seems, this afternoon. So I thought maybe I would show you what Santa brought me. Yeah, so without too much further ado, let's do that. I'll use the other camera to show you because I think it looks better that way. Let's check it out. Alright, well, what you can see is the card that Santa brought me. We'll open her up and look at it. I thought that was pretty funny. You idiot, I said Schmidt House. Oh, that's so good. I like it a lot. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope you'll have a great holiday season. I hope it says season. Gary, that's who Santa Claus is in this case. You all may know him as a Rebel 9668. I don't know. I said some of you know that he lives, I think within a half-hour's drive or so of here. Now, come to think of it, I think he said more like 50 minutes. So anyway, he lives close enough where he comes and visits every once in a while. And I always appreciate his visits. That was the card. Now, the first thing I want to show you is a small radio that he gave me. This is a Panasonic. You can see it a little bit better there. I forget the 1362, something like that. I don't remember if that's the exact model or not, but I had a hard time getting the battery door open. The battery door is right there. Now I figured out since, obviously, that you just pop it up like that. So, and it's on a little string, so where it can't come out. But I do have a 9-volt battery in there, and let's put it back on here and give it a listen. So, really pretty easy to get off. Speaker on this side. That's the local station. I've already got it tuned in.
Memorial Studio. This is the Buzz 1390 and 99.3 WCCB.
Little off station. That is the hardest thing to turn. Anyway, that's the little radio. He said he picked it up at the flea market. That's a nice little radio. Works good. It needs the, what do you call it, cleaned on it, the volume control, but other than that, it seems to work pretty darn good. I didn't try it for distance or anything because it was this afternoon when I tried it. I guess I could give it a little shot. I do need to get that, that is just a real hard thing to turn. Yeah, like I say, it's not a deal breaker. It's like I say, it's just a it does work though. That's really good, really nice. I do appreciate that, Gary. And second item he brought, saw this. I think he saw it on Radio Wild's channel. And I may have made a comment that it was a really cool radio or something like that. I don't really remember what I said, but this is the little pamphlet that came with it. So that's what it looks like. and it is a model 6515 Channel Master. I think they call it a fringe radio or something of that sort. I gotta put the glasses on so I can see a little better. Like I told you, Bill, sometimes I can see real good, sometimes I can't. But yeah, 6515. But there you get the whole pamphlet there, specifications, all that stuff. Kind of neat. Always neat to have a little documentation with it. And this is the actual radio. Now this is a treasure. A true treasure. I mean, this thing is in perfect shape. Just, you couldn't ask for a better looking radio than this. And I have put battery. That's another thing. Santa Claus even brought batteries for these, which is kind of funny. But I did put the batteries in, and it does work. And you find a volume control here. Now this is a little more sensitive than the other one. I'm thinking this one must have been our local station. Yeah, it must be the local station. Now I have all my noisemakers on in here, so I don't expect a lot.
News Radio 840 WHAS welcomes you to Jim Strader Outdoors, the area's leading.
There you go, there's 84. Like I said, I think if I turned all the noisemakers off, it would be much better. Anyway, that's a look at that. I think it's going to need some cap replacement because I had that all the way up to get any kind of noise out of it, hardly at all. So I would say the caps probably need replacing. But like I said, this is a fantastic looking radio. I mean, let me take it out of the casing, look at that too. If I can get it out. Oh, I'm beginning to think now I know why they didn't have that strap strapped together before. Makes it a little harder to get that out. There we go. That is a beautiful radio. Totally beautiful. It's very nice. Very nice shape. Well, like I said, there's that, and this is again fantastic. I just didn't believe he did this. Super fringe, that's what it says. And like I said, tune it up a little bit. I think it will be a super fringe. Like I said, I think Bob over at Radio Wild, I think he has one of these. I'm pretty sure. But I was really floored by this. This was something else. Too much. All right. And you might think, well, that's just too much already, right? Well, friends, let me tell you. Gary goes out of his way to be doing well with his gift giving. So he has also given me this Bofang Professional. I forget the model number. Bob was telling me he had one, and I really didn't know that much about these. There's the plastic that the radio was in. I just took it out of the plastic. Okay, UV5R, that's what it is. But the battery's not in it, so I haven't actually tried it or anything like that. So I do have a programming cable and disc coming for it. Bob, again, to the rescue. He told me where to get that and gave me a link to it, so I've got that on the way. And I reckon you can program it from the computer that way. I'm guessing that's what it is. And in addition, Gary gave me this for it, a little whip antenna. So that's really nice also. But I don't do much with this stuff like this, ham stuff. But you know, I'm not that I'm totally against it. I'm not. But anywho, that's what that looks like. I thought that was a rather nice gift. And it has in the box, like I said, the battery is in there. There's the battery. Here's the manual for it. There's some, I'll show you this way. Adapter there. I guess that's a small antenna, I'm guessing. Charger of some kind, looks like. I'm guessing on that too. This is a headphone, maybe? I can't even tell, it looks like it. So, USB cable, maybe? Oh, a power plug. Okay, that's a power plug. That must be another belt clip or something, I'm guessing. But, yep, that's the charger for the battery. So, like I said, this was a fantastic gift also. I was just floored by all this. Like I say, I don't know, Gary's that way, I guess, but he didn't have to do it, that's for sure. I told him so. But, you know, people want to give gifts, I guess they can. I won't stand in their way. But I do appreciate it. It's very nice of him to do that. And so that's going to do that. I think that was an incredible thing for him to do. He had mentioned yesterday that he wanted to come over yesterday or today, and I was, some of you may have known, I went out to my daughter's last night, and I ended up staying out there till about midnight. By the time I actually got into bed last night, it was 2 o'clock, so I was kind of beat today, and didn't get my tires on, but I did get the tires rotated like I wanted them. Ended up, we put one front one on the back, and that way I got the two best tires on the back, and then when I take it to get the tires on, I'll just have them put on the front where I wanted them anyway, and that will take care of that. So, and I'll get the oil changed. And I noticed it was funny because on the way out there I had a light, come on the dash that I've never seen before, and it would come on until I slowed down and either went around a curve or something like that, and it would go off for a while, then it'd come back on. And I got home last night and got on the computer. I do have a manual for the car. It's in the glove compartment. But rather than get that, I just went online and started checking, and found out I think it's the low coolant light. Now, there was no problem with the cooling. I mean, it was sitting pretty much normal. It might be a hair above normal from where it usually rides, but I figured, well, you know, I guess just over time it's going to change a little bit. But I think probably that's the problem. I think it's probably getting a little low on coolant. So I had planned on taking it out there to have my son-in-law or my grandson help me change do a flush and fill. I think I'd mentioned that before. And so I want to do that and get that back to where it's shaped where it's supposed to be. I'll have new tires and have the oil changed. It should be good for another 6 years. But I do have to change the battery because I know it's not going to last that much longer. I'm thinking about taking the one I bought for the Buick I think it's the same size. If it'll fit in there, I think I may just go ahead and put it in there and use the older one for the Buick to get it started, because I don't really start it that often. But that's what I'm thinking anyway. So I had to drink my tea. That's really going to do it for this evening. Again, let me say thank you very much to Gary. And I kind of makes you feel bad when you can't get his amplifier fixed. But I told him that, and I meant this sincerely, that I was going to work on his amplifier as I worked on this, clear the solder off of this. And I'll do the same thing with his board at the same time. While I've got all the desoldering tools out and stuff, I'll just go ahead and do both of them. And that way I can, you know, go ahead and put his components back on there and repopulate that board, and do the same for the heat kit at the same time. So I thought about following the step-by-steps on the heat kit, but I'm thinking maybe I'll just go ahead and repopulate the board and then put everything back in and see how it works. And you know, I might use the I might go ahead and do the other way. I don't know. It just depends. I think I ordered the frequency counter. I think I showed that last night. I did see the mail out today. I don't know if they left anything in the box or not. They went by a couple times in the LLV, so I know they were out today. So I do have one package at the post office. I don't know if that's maybe one of the things they brought, or they did. If they did, they didn't mark it delivered. Usually they do that. If they deliver it, they go ahead and mark it delivered on the website. So anyway, that's supposed to be here tomorrow if it didn't come today. And that's the other set of these audio jacks with the clear top, and you can see the little springs in there. It's kind of neat looking, I think. But they're just more cosmetic things than, you know, anything else. These are the same thing, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, that's here. Not sure if I have anything else. The as far as I know, the radio, I couldn't remember what I was talking about. The radio is still in Illinois, as far as I know. I haven't checked lately, but I think this morning when I got up I checked and it was still there. So I'm really beginning to think if it'll even make it Monday now, because you know, it just seems like they're in no hurry after they got it to Illinois. I guess that was the same way with the these caps. They, you know, come from China and they got to Chicago and they just sit there for almost a week at least, I'd say, before they moved again. So, you know, I understand, or I don't understand, but it's what happens. So that happened. Also, the item that I mentioned yesterday, that I didn't really care one way or the other if I got it, I did get it. So it's paid for and it will be shipped before long, hopefully. Excuse me. And I'm going to place up a picture of that and show you what it was. Now, this particular receiver, Pioneer SX450, is one I bought when I lived in, actually I was living in Mount Healthy, Ohio, which is a suburb of Cincinnati. And the kids were very small. I think maybe Chris was maybe 3 or 4, and Autumn was just 2, you know, a little over 2, or something like that. But it was, you know, she was still in a baby bed, I know that. And I had bought it then new, that's when I bought it. And I bought it at Swallens in Cincinnati, and I forget what I paid for it, but that was the cheapest place to get anything up there in Cincinnati, was Swallens. And I loved that receiver. It was the first real hi-fi type receiver I'd ever owned. And it's just like I told Bob, it's just a nostalgic kind of thing. You know, I kind of like to have one. Now this one says it's not working. I don't know if you read the description, but you know, usually if it doesn't come on when you turn the switch on, that's usually the easiest thing to fix. But you know, I probably will need caps and things like that. But I don't know. It's just something I wanted to have. And again, like I said, it wasn't nothing I had to have, obviously. And if somebody would have bid against me, I probably wouldn't have done anything about it, because really wasn't, you know, that's the cheapest one I've seen so far. And I've been watching these now for, I'd say, a year, at least a year. And that's the cheapest one I've seen yet that looks halfway decent. It's got a blemish, I think, on the faceplate, but doesn't look too serious. And so, like I said, that was, main concern was, you know, I can always get it fixed. I'm not worried about that, or at least I think I can. After working on Gary's, I'm not really sure, but like I said, it's it'll be here one of these days, and I'll show you that when it comes here. So, all right, I have been talking way too long, and we don't want to get into the flapping territory. Well, I did watch Bill this afternoon. That was a really nice looking little dash cam, Bill. I really like that. I looked them up on Walmart. Our local Walmart doesn't have that particular model, but they will get it in if I want it. And I'm thinking about buying one, but I may wait till after the first of the year, you know, after the Christmas rush, if you know what I mean, and get all that done with. And so I guess that's going to wrap me up for today. I've been just sitting around taking it easy, talking with Bob and Gary, obviously. And so that's about it for me. You guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you.